Don McLean's Vincent, a personal reflection. As I travel around picking up rides for my rideshare job, I often listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40. One particular day, while driving, I heard the song Vincent by Don McLean, the one that begins with Starry, Starry Night. Casey shared the story behind the song, explaining that McLean wrote it as a tribute to Vincent van Gogh's famous painting. Until then, I'd never really understood why Vincent cut off his ear, but Casey told a version I hadn't heard before. He explained that Vincent had a prostitute friend named Rachel who reportedly said to him, "Give me your ear." According to this version, Vincent, perhaps out of spite or some deeper struggle, cut off his ear and presented it to her. It's a strange story, and I wonder, who can truly know what happened besides Vincent and God? When I've heard about Vincent's actions before, I always thought, what a foolish thing to do. Many say he suffered from psychological disorders, and it's easy to see the struggle reflected in his life and work. But in his song, Don McLean tries to bring a bit of dignity to Vincent's story, singing, "They would not listen, they did not know how, perhaps they'll listen now." That line struck me deeply. My mind exploded with scenarios. I thought about the phrase, "give me your ear," commonly used to mean, "listen to me." But in Vincent's case, according to the story, Rachel demanded both ears. This made me think about how often in life people are so desperate to be heard that they drown out others, speaking over them, assuming they know best and failing to truly listen. We see this play out in everyday conversations where one person thinks they understand while the other is just trying to be heard. This pattern was reflected in Jesus' interactions with the scribes and Pharisees. They wouldn't listen. Perhaps they never would. McLean's lyrics highlight that many people don't know how to listen, they just declare their ideas. This resonates with me because so many of us, even when we think we understand someone, really don't. We're not of the same mind, and Vincent expressed this tension in his paintings. McLean picked up on this and used his song to capture the spirit of Vincent, the raw honesty, the rejection he faced, and the way his paintings communicate his spirit. Vincent's actions may seem extreme, but they reflect a deeper, common feeling. Don't tell me what to do. Please listen to what I'm trying to say. It's fascinating how each person interprets events like this through their own lens. McLean's interpretation of Vincent's story is different from mine, shaped by his own background. My perception, too, is shaped by my experiences just as everyone else's is. This is similar to how people engage with the words of Jesus Christ. We each bring our own lives into the interpretation. Before today, I saw Vincent van Gogh in a different light. Now I see his story as a metaphor for so many aspects of life. For example, just this past week I gave a friend a ride. During the trip, his girlfriend called him, asking for help with the garden hose at his house. He tried to explain over the phone, but she couldn't understand. Eventually he said, "I'll show you when I get home." I could hear their frustration. This disconnect, this inability to hear and communicate, has only one reality. What goes in is reflected when it comes out or does not come out. Maybe Vincent experienced a similar frustration with Rachel. I've even heard my wife say, "Clean out your ears," another sign of communication disconnect. Vincent's case might have been an extreme response, but the spirit of disconnect exists in all our lives. We all live different experiences, and the only way to understand each other is by truly listening with an open mind. But perhaps we never will. That very day, I had 2 more experiences of this same kind of disconnect. I was driving for Lyft, but it was slow, so I turned on my Uber app. I got a ride right away, dropped them off, and then got another ride. While driving to the pickup location, I received a notification from Uber, "No smoking while riders are in the vehicle." I thought to myself, does this mean smoking is allowed under certain conditions? I arrived at the pickup location, not immediately realizing I was 15 minutes early. By the time I did, I waited. The timer for pickup didn't start until the scheduled pickup time, so I waited even longer. I tried calling and texting, but there was no response. Eventually, I canceled the ride. What a waste of time. How many drivers would tolerate this? This is where I see a problem with AI-driven systems. Like Vincent, there's no obligation for the system to communicate or listen to human reality. Will Uber destroy itself by relying solely on AI and ignoring human communication? Is this what's happening to businesses today? Mirroring Vincent and Rachel's story? I believe these kinds of miscommunications have existed throughout history. Words change meanings to fit cultural needs. Even though people might speak the same language, their definitions are shaped by their environments, leading to disconnects. I also had a rider who didn't speak any English. It reminded me how difficult it is to connect when you don't share a language. This situation mirrored Vincent and Rachel's story, except even when they spoke the same language, they didn't truly understand each other. They would not listen. They did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.